Pete, we've been notoriously slow starters in recent weeks, but we've been notoriously strong finishers. I guess we're going to have to start strongly and finish strongly if we want to reach the championship final.
Yeah, play well for 80 minutes, I think, is the message for this weekend. We had a really good performance here on Saturday against Worcester, but like you mentioned, we started slowly and well reported, 17-3 down. I think if that's the situation away from home, whether we can have the urgency to get back into the game, it'd be very tough away from home to recoup that kind of deficit. But yeah, look, we started well the last time we played at Worcester. It was actually the role reversal. We were winning the game after 20 minutes the last time we went to Sixways, and it was the second half that actually let us down. But we said after Saturday, we're halfway through a 160-minute game. We're in a really good spot, being competitive, and that's what we wanted to be. I think Worcester were happy to get away with a win from here and go back to the confines of home security. But for us to be in the game is exactly where we want to be. And I mentioned on Saturday, if we'd have won the game by 2 or lost by 5, it might come down to that at the end, but ultimately it's a competitive game, and let's say we score early on Friday night and nullify that 5-point deficit, then it's game on, isn't it? So we're going there with all to play for on Friday night, but we're under no illusions. Worcester at home is a different animal, and they'll have looked at tape and looked at how ways to work us out this week as we've done to them. It'll be a fascinating contest, I hope.
Just the one change, Mark Lilly coming into the starting lineup in front of James Hallam. Was it an easy decision just to pretty much go as you were?
No, not really. There's some real firepower in the team, not involved in the squad. Like I said, Chevy Pennycook, who's just an outstanding player at this level and has been great for us all year. Not even made the match day squad. So some really tough decisions. But ultimately, yeah, that's that starting 15. Did a great job on Saturday, and are rewarded with another go at it. There's been some changes to the Worcester team, but we found probably one of our best performances. So because of that, those guys get another chance to go out and do another job.
We suffered a blow just before the game last weekend when Miles Montella pulled out injured. Mike Donegan, who turned 24 this week, he came in, performed really well, didn't he? So that must have been pleasing.
Yeah, blow to lose a player of Miles's quality, but we mentioned Saturday, Mike did a great job and actually started in the centre in that game up at Worcester a few weeks ago and acquitted himself really well. Powerful guy, breaking tackles, give us a bit of X factor. Breaking tackles at will, both on Saturday and at Sixways in that away fixture. So excited to see him go again. It's been consistency of selection. We've been chopping and changing with a number of our backs this year, and probably the back three has been the only area of consistency, with Miles, Matt Williams and Pete Lydon playing most games. But Mike, credit to him, has fought his way back in and had to wait for his opportunities, taken them well, and I'm guessing he'll relish the challenge again going up to Sixways on Friday.
Many people were predicting a procession to the final for both Worcester and Bristol, but London Scottish and Rotherham, they've both done well in the first legs.
Well, both underdog teams with nothing to lose, and can throw the kitchen sink at it. I think that those two teams, Bristol and Worcester, are the ones with all the pressure on them. And a 12-point win at home for Bristol probably isn't as comfortable as they need it, and a 5-point win for Worcester probably isn't as comfortable as they'd like it either. So, I'd like to think that ourselves and Rotherham are trying to make it as hard as possible for these teams to progress, and it's no secret, you get to the playoffs, you want to win something, and we have ambitions of winning the final as well. It's going to be a hell of an achievement to do so, and some massive mountains to overcome, but we're not going to play in the semi-finals to make up the numbers. We want to win the game, and I think both those performances, both Rotherham and ours at the weekend, show that both teams are up for the fight.
Interesting stat that a side that's been down after the first leg of the semi-final has gone on to overcome that deficit and also go on to win the final. So maybe good omens there. So
the stars have aligned for us. Yeah. No, you can't read too much. The history's there to be broken, isn't it? So we won't read too much into that. we'll just see how we go. The conditions, you know, we've had the most bizarre week of conditions here, certainly in London. Gale force winds and rain, and you know, at this time of the season you hope to be playing fast track rugby, but you know, we could be going to Worcester on Friday night playing wet weather rugby on a greasy surface. So we'll have to wait and see what comes Friday. But you know, stranger things have happened. Conditions always. I really enjoy Friday night games. Actually, you know, the atmosphere created by the fans and just the uncertainty under lights. You know, strange things can happen. So I certainly think I'm excited by the prospect of going there and playing under the lights and getting back to another great big crowd. You know, great for our players as well as it'd be a boost for the Worcester players. But you know, for our guys to go and play in another great atmosphere. We had a great atmosphere here on Saturday, probably the best of the season. But another one, and these are the games you want to play in. You know, it could be the end of the season for either team. So no one wants to go out with a loss, so we'll wait and see what happens.
I chatted with Forest coach Tim Payne earlier in the week. He was talking about the renewed belief in the camp. Do you sense that as well? Yeah, of course. You know, Worcester top team, arguably a Premiership team, and for 79.5 minutes we had them beaten at the weekend, and you know, barring a injury time penalty try, it's taken the game away from us. But you know, it showed with our best performance how good we can be, I think, and it takes sometimes that, as mentioned to you before, that underdog tag. It takes the very best teams to bring the best out of us, and we certainly saw that last weekend, and hopefully again if we see that this week we'll put ourselves in a good place. Last time we went up to Sixways back in March and we're on the end of a heavy defeat. Do you learn from that, or do you just put that to the back of the mind? You put that to the back of your mind. I think both Tim Payne and I, we played in a Wasps team that at the end of the season took 50 points from Leicester and played them again in the final 3 weeks later and beat them by 40. So you know, league form and knockout rugby are two totally different things. And no, if anything, hopefully it breeds a bit of complacency amongst the Worcester team. But you know, after last weekend, I doubt that's the case. I think what's more relevant was what happened here on Saturday in terms of form. And we'll be looking to take that form forward. What would it mean for this club to reach the championship final? Oh, it'd mean everything. I think, you know, the work that's gone in, the incredible journey that's been mentioned, yeah, certainly since I arrived, and the dramatic rise of this club, which you know, new to me, but as a club with tremendous history. I remember playing against this club in the Premiership back in the 90s with some star names in the squad here in Richmond, in fact. So it's been a long journey getting back to in a position to get back there, and we are you know, one step away from a final. But in saying so, it's a huge step. You know, to beat Worcester by 6 points or more away from home is going to be, you know, the achievement of the year by any team in the championship. So it's a huge one, but one we're excited about. You know, it's a big challenge, but these are, we mention all the time, this is why you play the game, to play in these big games and play challenges. So everyone in the camp's really excited and can't wait for Friday to come around. Good luck when it does come around. Thank you.